PMT can be a really difficult time for women, and it usually happens because of hormonal shifts. So, after ovulation, progesterone should rise to calm the nervous system and balance estrogen. But in PMT, it's often disrupted. So, the progesterone might actually be too low, especially in relation to estrogen, which may be either too high or not being cleared by the liver efficiently. Now, excess sources of estrogen can actually come from plastics. So, if you are really suffering badly with PMT, then make sure that you're not buying water that's stored in plastic, that you're not buying food that's been wrapped in plastic. The brain becomes quite sensitive to these different fluctuations, and also the receptor sites cannot differentiate between fake estrogens from the plastics and true estrogen. Now, progesterone usually supports the production of GABA. That's a calming mood chemical called a neurotransmitter. So when progesterone is actually insufficient, the nervous system can then become a bit overstimulated. So PMT can be that you're experiencing anxiety, irritability, and maybe your tolerance to stress dissipates. You might find that the liver is struggling a little bit, so you can get breast tenderness because it's not clearing the hormones, headaches, fluid retention. So the aim with PMTonic is to calm the nervous system, support the liver and the lymphatic system. The Agnus castus, wild yam, black cohosh, squaw vine, they all help with hormone signaling. The crump bark, red raspberry and blessed thistle help the uterus to feel more comfortable. There's nervous system support from valerian, and it brings circulation to the uterine area with ginger and cayenne. And that all important support for how the liver deals with hormones comes from dandelion root, uva ursi, and even the myrrh. I had one gentleman actually go to the trouble of emailing me to say I could buy gallons of this stuff. It's transformed my wife. So it does really work. However, I warn you, it doesn't taste great. So try to stick with it. Now, there's different ways of taking this formula. It may be that you just take a low dose. So a low dose may be 3 to 5 ml. That's 60 to 100 drops worth in water or juice once a day. That can work really well just as a low dose balancer. If you're really struggling, then start 10 days before the onset of your period. That's when you actually have a bleed. And take the 5 ml 3 times a day and continue right up until about day 2, day 3 of the bleed. Now, you might not need to do this every month. The aim with the tincture is that it resets your system. So typically women need this for about 3 menstrual cycles. And then usually they can take a pause with it. So monitor how you are, see how you feel on it. And that dose is very variable for each woman. I wouldn't give this to anybody under the age of 16, though. We do have teenage formulas for that. And the reason being, we don't want to force a change in hormones via the pituitary gland. We want the body to find its rhythm anywhere up to the age of 16. One tip, if you really dislike the taste, is not only to put it in juice, but to put a dab of honey on the back of your hand. When you knock back the tincture, just lick the back of the hand, and that sweetness will actually take away some of that bitterness. This is a woman's best friend, and it really does work, so try to bear with it.